Mike, I'm not a Ravens fan. You know that. As a matter of fact, given
You
where
respect the organization, though.
I respect the organization, but historically, given where I grew up and my love for NFL history, I should probably hate the Ravens. You know, I mean, it's not Baltimore's fault. It's not Maryland's fault that Art Modell decided to pick up a team that had been in Cleveland since 1946, and without telling anybody, made a deal with Maryland lawmakers and took the Cleveland Browns to Baltimore. Cleveland kept the name and the colors and all that stuff. But yeah, that's the history of the Baltimore Ravens. But I got to tell you, back to the present day, if I'm a Ravens fan, I'm not happy with my head coach. He's a good head coach. He's a Super Bowl winning head coach. He's got a good record. He's got a good sensibility. I'm not happy with him. And not just because he has gone for two in these situations. Now I'm getting emotional. My nose is running. I'm getting emotional here.
That's all
not
it
just
is?
because he's.
You sure that's all it is?
Oh,
I don't know about you, man. Every time I sneeze, I get nervous nowadays.
Oh, that's right. I thought you were about something else. Oh, yeah. No, I'm good.
Oh, no.
I'm good.
Come on, man. No, that's not what I was talking about. No.
Mama, I smoked that TV. Said Samuel Jackson.
Now, if it was blood, we'd be talking about something else, you know, but go ahead.
Yeah. So it's not just because he's gone for two in these situations and they've lost games. I can't really get him to give me a solid reason for going for two. Like I told you before, and this is not new. I had a problem with his logic, his explanation in the Pittsburgh game. We're about to run out of corners, so let me go for the win right here. Hey, man, give me a chance in overtime. You don't know, we might win the toss. Lamar Jackson might run for 75 yards and win the game outright. I don't know. Don't just say we ran out of corners, so I'm going to go for the win here. And then yesterday,
about the Pittsburgh.
What we did play, the Pittsburgh one. Mm-hmm. Yesterday, he said it was a gut feeling. Mm-hmm. It was a gut feeling. And he said, oh, yeah, I called out the analytics guy. Analytics guys don't agree with the way you used your two-point attempts yesterday. You were down 31-23, fewer than 5 minutes in the game. Go for it, because you're down 31-23. If you get it, it's a 6-point game. If you don't get it, you're back in the situation you were at the end of the game. So why not do it earlier?
Yeah, but no, you weren't though. See, go ahead, you finish. I hate the analytics in this conversation, but you finish first.
All right, and I don't hate the analytics because I know this. The Baltimore Ravens, and Mike Tomlin was right. The Ravens have a lot of respect for analytics. They're one of the first teams that not only had an analytics department, but it has put a lot of resources into the analytics department. The analytics people are respected. This is no, hey, there were those stat geeks over there, and then we got football people over there. No, the football people in the analytics department in Baltimore work in concert. It's a real thing. So there's respect for analytics with the Baltimore Ravens. But this is not necessarily what John Harbaugh is talking is something else. It's almost like, hey, man, I don't want to hear about your gut decision when the division is as close as it is. I want more science from you. I want more science from you and less, I just thought this might be a good moment for. If you don't have a good reason, take the extra point and let's keep it moving because you got people's livelihoods on the line here. We're trying to win it. We're trying to do something. We're trying to win the Super Bowl, and you're out here way too casual
trying to win.
in a division that is tighter than it's been as long as I can remember. I don't remember the division being this tight from top to bottom. I'm just disappointed in Harbaugh. I thought he was better than this.
I'm actually disappointed in you because I didn't think you'd see it this way. I'm actually surprised you see it this way. All right, so Pittsburgh. We talked about it when it happened. T.J. Watt blew it up. That's why he's in the conversation for defensive player. He blew it up. Lamar Jackson makes a better throw. It's a great play design. Maybe Mark Andrews in the conversation, but in the short conversation for best tight end in the NFL right now, maybe catches it, they beat Pittsburgh. If it was a fifth, I got it. All right, didn't happen.
Right.
I'm gonna do this in reverse. I'm gonna shut this whole conversation down at the start, and then I'll just add on to it for good measure. Roll the last play, and just keep rolling it. Please, Gary. Thank you very much, Gary Wyatt. Just roll the last play. Or not the last play, the two-point conversion attempt.
The Packers. The Packers one.
The Packers one, yes. Roll the last play from yesterday. Just over and over again, okay? Look at the back of the end zone. Don't look at Andrews. Don't look at the quarterback. Look at that. Wide ass open. Marquise Brown is wide open. Savage broke on Andrews because everybody named Mama knew that Tyler Huntley was locked in on Mark Andrews. The play call was not great. They rolled him out. They shortened the field. It wasn't a great throw. Great defensive play. Tip your hat to Green Bay, but it would have taken a precision throw and Savage to not have broken the way he did for that play to have worked as executed. Once again, Marquise Brown is running wide open in the back of the end zone. Look at him. He's right there. If he hits Marquise Brown, we're not having this conversation, or maybe we are. And here's the other part. Here's why it was the right call. Whether you want to say it was analytics, gut, whatever. Okay, let's back up. The previous touchdown, whole lot of presumptions and assumptions being made about going for two on the previous touchdown. Because when it's 31-23, if he goes for two and doesn't get it, now you got to go for two here. Okay?
Right.
So who's to say it turns out any differently? If you go for two and do get it, yes, you only need the extra point. And yes, you may have the greatest kicker in NFL history, but crazy things happen. And maybe he misses the extra point. Hell, maybe it misses the extra point right there, and you lose anyway.
Miss the extra point.
Huh?
Miss the extra point. Miss the extra point? Really?
There have been more missed extra points this year than in recent memory across the league. It happens.
How about Justin Tucker? How many has he missed in his career?
I'm saying anything can happen. It can, and you can't just say, oh, well, we go for two and we're down 31-23, and if we don't get it, we'll just get the two later. Well, you might not get the two later either. Okay?
Listen.
So let's just focus on this play. Forget the first one. I know the math ain't mathing for me. But I get to the first one there. The analytics, the models say that it was the better choice to go for it there. Well, let's assuming you get it, or assuming you get it the second time because you went for it the first time and didn't get it. Okay. Now for this play. Keep rolling while I'm talking.
Why do we have a? This is what I would ask. If I'm Steve Bisciotti, I'd say, why do we have an analytics department? Why do we have one?
No,
if our head coach is not going to follow it, why do we have one?
Michael, I'll say what you said. I'll say what you said about analytics. I'll say what you said just most recently about the John Sawatsky interview method. It's not perfect. It's not airtight. You don't always have to go with exactly what the computers say. But let's get back to the last play. If you don't mind, guys, put us in the 3 box. Keep rolling it while I'm talking. I just want to emphasize that if Huntley throws it to Marquise Brown instead of forcing it to Mark Andrews, they take the lead. Now, if they tie the game with an extra point, let's say they get the extra point, or they get this, there's 42 seconds left. Do you recall the Packers versus the 49ers when Aaron Rodgers needed only 37 seconds to get in field goal range?
I do.
Okay. Yep. So if you tie it right here, Aaron Rodgers has plenty of time to go get a field goal. If you make it right here, Aaron Rodgers has plenty of time to get a field goal against your depleted defense. So my point in saying both those things is the amount of time left in the game is irrelevant. I've seen a lot of people say, oh, I understand doing it at the end of the Pittsburgh game because there was no time left versus this game is 42 seconds. Either way, Aaron Rodgers getting the ball. Here's why John Harbaugh was right to do it. One, be you and be you consistently. Michael, you know if there's nothing else I respect more is consistency. Don't be aggressive all the time and then at the end of this game decide, oh, we're just going to play for overtime. No, be you, and that's who he is. I respect it because I'm not focused on the results. The result makes you think, oh, it was a mistake. Yeah, but if they make it, you get out of there with a win, potentially. The second reason why it was the right thing to do. You don't play for overtime. Matter of fact, I like saying, Michael, I've said this before, sometimes I'm so far ahead until I look lost to other people. John Harbaugh may be on to something here. Because what do we hate more in professional football more than ties? Nobody likes ties. Maybe let's turn back the clock all the way to the days of black and white NFL and get rid of regular season overtime altogether. Let's get rid of regular season overtime altogether. Only play overtime in the postseason when you have to, because that would incentivize teams to not play for ties. Because if he kicks the extra point and either Rodgers decides, okay, I'm going to get this field goal, or if they go into overtime as you want them to play for in that situation, who's to say that if you win the coin toss, you do anything with it and all you need is a field goal?
You don't know.
Who's to say that Aaron Rodgers doesn't get the ball? Who's to say that Aaron Rodgers doesn't get the ball the same way Patrick Mahomes did against the Chargers on Thursday and goes right down the field and scores on the first possession? You don't know, I'm going to land the plane by saying this, you don't know if you're going to have an opportunity from the 2-yard line to win the game again.
That's right.
In overtime.
That's right.
You have the opportunity, you take it. With a better throw, they win that game. Or they at least take the lead.
Okay. I'm so glad you landed with that. I'm so glad you said that. With a better throw. So let's go all the way back. Let's go back to your first comment about Hollywood Brown being wide open in the back of the end zone.
Well, he's got to catch it.
Now, no, not that. You don't have Lamar Jackson at quarterback. So everything you're saying, hey, I like a guy who's consistent. No, I don't like somebody who's I don't like somebody who's consistent all the way around, because that means
didn't look like Lamar Jackson.
At times, but it's not. It's not. Don't get it confused. You had an MVP.
Well, Lamar threw a bad pass 2 weeks ago. So what's your point?
Okay, my point is, you don't have Lamar Jackson here. So if you say he's wide open, why didn't he hit him? Because he's a backup quarterback. And this is not a guy who's going to give you the same performance as Lamar Jackson. Because of that, because I'm in that situation, I'm going to take that into account. I'm going to slightly adapt my game plan and slightly adapt my expectations. Like, I think it's so foolish when I hear coaches say, hey, we didn't change anything. It's the same playbook. It's the same thing. We're all pros. No, there's a difference between starting quarterbacks in particular, and backups. This backup quarterback did everything you asked him to do.
Played great. Yeah.
He got you in a situation where you had an opportunity to tie the game in Green Bay.
Oh, great. Because you played to tie the game.
Possibly,
as Herm Edwards once said, you played to tie the game.
Possibly get yourself into overtime and win it. You had an opportunity. And I just feel like, Mike, and this time, you've got your quarterback out. You've got your team has
got a lot of people out.
Hit
decimated
all season long.
6 of their top 7 corners. 6 of their top 7 corners
has been hit.
From
Give
the start
your
of the
guys
season
an
gone.
opportunity. They deserve.
That's what he did.
They deserve.
That's what he did.
They deserve better than that. No,
that's what he.
No.
Oh, that's what he did.
No,
he gave him an opportunity to win the game. That's exactly what he did.
Not right there. Not there. Not there.
Man. Oh man. Hey, you win some, you lose some. The saying isn't you win some, you lose some, you tie some. You win some, you lose some.
Disappointed in him.
Guys wide open in the back of the end zone.
It's my gut.
Or better play call. Maybe we question the play call, question the execution.
I'd love to hear him in his
intent.
I'd love to hear him in the staff meeting. I'd love to hear him in the staff meeting. Saying to the offensive coordinator, can you believe we had a wide receiver wide open in the end zone?
They're not gonna say that.
And our backup quarterback didn't hit him.
Hey man. That was a good call. That's a good call. Hey, John Harbaugh, Brandon Staley,
have fun
keep doing you. Keep going for it on 4th down. Keep going for 2. Get rid of regular season overtime. More people should do this. You don't want ties? This is how you avoid ties. Why play extra 10 minutes of football? Go for the win. Hell, I loved it earlier. Now I love it even more. I love it even more now. Does that change your thinking at all, Michael? No? Does that change your opinion?
No, not really. Not really. I mean, I appreciate. You know what I do appreciate? I like a window. I like mic'd up segments. I like Hard Knocks. I like behind the scenes stuff. That's always great. Gives you additional insight. But I think ultimately, when you're in a leadership standpoint, No, at a leadership standpoint, from a leadership standpoint, you got to make a decision. And some people would say, oh, that's collaborative. He's going around asking his guys, what do you think?
Trusting his players.
Okay. What is John Harbaugh, what did he think when he said, do you want to go for it? We're in good shape. If we kick the extra point,
and remember they ran the play clock down and then they called timeout. Well, he thought that they should go for it. So I think there's a difference, Michael. He didn't just say, hey, whatever y'all want to do, and then after the game go to the podium and be like, well, the players said we should go for it, so I just went with their gut.
No,
he said I went with my gut.
That would be
well,
bad.
exactly.
That would be bad.
Ultimately, you can do both. You can consult with your players, see how they feel, look in their eyes, okay, and decide if that's the right move, along with the aforementioned analytics. And then after the game, say, hey, the buck stops with me. You know? So I think the players just gave him the answer that he wanted, because if he's asking, then he's like, hey, I want to go for this. What do y'all think? They're not going to say, nah, man, kick the extra point. We don't want to win this. He gave them the answer that he wanted when he solicited their opinion in the first place. That is leadership in my mind. And Mark Andrews saying, hey, it was the right call. So we can sit up here and debate analytics. We could debate whether we thought it was the right thing. All that matters, I'll go back to what you said earlier. All that matters is that the people within that building in Owings Mills, Maryland, I think it's still in Owings Mills, the people in there believe in their coach and believe that it was the right move. And nobody could ever say that John Harbaugh, I beg your pardon, is indecisive. I loved it. I love it even more hearing him ask the players way before we scored a second touchdown, what do you want to do? This wasn't a spur of the moment thing. We scored a second touchdown, what do you want to do? Go for two.
What are you going to do?
Then it was like, hey, okay, they tried to draw him offside. They didn't jump. Come back. Hey, we can kick this. You want to do this? Cool. Let's do it. Again, Marquise Brown wide open. Defense made a great play. We never give the other team credit, and we don't do it because it doesn't fit in the Monday morning quarterback mold of sports commentary. I don't mean to get on the soapbox here, but it can never be about T.J. Watt blowing up a play. No, but I mean, I'm saying, but we come and say, hey, was it a bad decision? Well, it wasn't the result, it wasn't the desired result, but it's not like they're doing it in a vacuum. Like, T.J. Watt made a great play 2 weeks ago. Darnell Savage made a great play yesterday. Tyler Huntley didn't see Marquise Brown in the back of the end zone. Like, it didn't work out. And Michael, it's so interesting. I love these conversations with you. I love them because I think about the people who think that we think alike or that we're too much alike. Is you and I are consistently on the opposite ends of decision making when it comes to risk, whether it's trading draft picks for a star player and not winning a championship or going for two at the end of the game. It never ceases to amaze me the different paradigms that we operate in, you and I. Considering how much we do agree on, we never agree on these types of things.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if that's the case. I would say I think you have to factor everything in. Like you just said very casually, hey, it was a good decision, but T.J. Watt blew up the play. Well, how was that game going? What was the final score of that game? I think it's common sense. What was the final score of the Pittsburgh game? What was it like? It was a close game, right? Was it a low-scoring game?
They lost by one because they've lost their last three by 4 points total, so they lost by one.
So, yeah. but that game was it wasn't in the 20s, was it? I can't remember. But
no,
I
think it was 17, 16, something like that.
Okay, it was a struggle. Yeah. So, hey, T.J. Watt blew up the play. Of course he did. Of course he did because that was okay. There it is. It was 20
and he was unblocked. He was left unblocked.
20-19. It's Steelers Ravens. So when I think about, am I going to do this? I'm factoring in everything. I'm going against a team that has T.J. Watt on the other side. So, could that happen?
Here's a suggestion.
What's more likely to happen? A successful two-point conversion, or T.J. Watt making a play when the game's on the line? What's more likely to happen?
Well, if he's unblocked, it certainly helps. Game. But here's a suggestion. Okay. I won't meet you in the middle, but I'll take a step in your direction. How about this? How about next time you go for two, and it will be a next time, don't force it to Mark Andrews. How about that? Mike Tomlin said they're predictable in that way. You're adding to the predictability when you're laser focused on Mark Andrews. So That's what I would do differently, if anything. Maybe call a different play, a better play.
I guess you tell me if you buy this, because I'm not, believe it or not, I'm not risk averse. I'm not. I would say I believe in process. Mm-hmm. I believe in process. I'm patient. Because I think it's going to turn out in my favor. Eventually, that's how I look at life. Eventually, it's going to turn out in my favor. I feel that way. So when it comes to draft picks with the Brooklyn Nets, yeah, go ahead and give up all those draft picks. Go ahead and do what you do. I feel like if I follow my process, it's going to turn out in my favor. So I'll win a championship. I don't need to throw in everything I have right now. I'm going to win a championship. I'll win a championship. If I'm the Rams, I'll win a championship. I don't need Jalen Ramsey.
You don't like fast forwarding it. You don't like fast forwarding.
No, it's gonna happen. I don't think the world's gonna end tomorrow. It might, but I don't think that. I think I'm gonna have a chance to get what I need. So I'm patient. I believe in process.
It is a virtue. It is a virtue.
So we'll see. I believe in making the playoffs too. I'm Baltimore. I believe in getting to the playoffs.
You know who's in the playoffs right now as it stands? You know who's in the playoffs right now as it stands in the AFC North? The Bengals. Just wanted to point that out.
Yes, they are. Okay.
The Steelers do have a pulse, though. The Steelers do have a pulse.
Hey, thanks for watching Brother from Another on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe before you leave, and be sure to watch us 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock. Appreciate you.